Hey Flosstube, this is Kate, the Queen of Starts, and it is Thursday, January 28th, and there's only 3 days left in the month. Where did January go? Did we not just celebrate New Year's? I tell you. So, I hope everybody's had a good week. I'm having a good day. Let's go with that. I tell you, this flare's got me just tight in its grip, and it doesn't want to let go. I break free every few days and have a good day. And then I think I overdo it because I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do all this stuff I haven't done. And balance. Anyway, but today's a good day. I have, of course, starts to show you. I mean, that's going to be in every video. And I have a little bit of haul. I have a finish. Yay! My first of the year. I have an almost finish. I'm very close. And I have a tag that I'm very excited to do. So, let's get started. No fur babies today. Thank you so much for all your comments on my last video. Yeah, I love my dogs. They're great. They're great. They're big moose is what they are. They're big moose. Please forgive me. I forgot. I saw the question and I forgot to write your name down. I'm so sorry. But someone asked a question on the last video. What are their names? The big black and white one that was in my lap, his name is S'mores. Like, you know, with the crackers and the chocolate and the marshmallow you roast on the campfire. S'mores. And the brown dog is Sugar. All of our animals are named after food. I don't know why. We have 3 cats, too. You saw Cinnamon in the background a little. Marshmallow was the one yowling the entire time. And I'm amazed you didn't see Oreo. Because he loves to be in everybody's lap. Even the bird is named Blueberry. We just call him Blue. He's a little parakeet. But, yeah, all food. So, no fur babies today. Kids are out in the living room watching VeggieTales. Well, the youngest one is watching VeggieTales. The oldest one is tolerating it. That's not true. She likes VeggieTales. She just doesn't want to admit it. That wouldn't be cool. So, anyway, I have my starts. First up on the docket, I did my video on Saturday. Yep. And I hadn't done my start yet. I did my start at 11 o'clock at night on Saturday. Isn't that awesome? Husband thought I was crazy. I was like, no, honey, I still have to do my start. We can't go to bed yet. I don't have a picture to show you because it's a digital, well, it is a digital chart. But I printed out just the chart. I didn't print out the picture. Actually, I don't know that it came with one. Some of them don't. When you buy them on Etsy, they don't come with a picture, like a cover picture. It's kind of weird. But this is Disney Villains from Pixel Power. Can't remember if it's Amazing. They have their own website. But on Etsy, I think it's something else. Amazing Cross Stitch. Well, this came from Pixel Power. Anyway, it's Disney Villains. And I'm using Ada. Another Ada week, I think. This is 14 count Blue Fiddler, and I have just started, that's Maleficent, that's her robes, and I have my, what's the name of that movie? It went out of my head. A Nightmare Before Christmas, Needleminder, and I don't know the names of the kids, I've forgotten those two. I'm lucky I remember the movie. Anyway. Yay! I made that myself. That was from a pin I had bought. I made that myself. So, that's Disney Villains. I'm excited to stitch that. Especially the bottom. The quote on the bottom is, if I lose my temper, you lose your head. Queen of Hearts. Come on. Who's with me? Alright, Sunday. I started... I only have a black and white of this because I didn't print it in color because it takes a lot of ink. No, this one is just, it has a lot of gorgeous colors in it, so I was cheap and didn't print the colored page. This is Beauty and the Beast from, I'm going to say Do Stitch, I don't know, see, right there. There it is. It's on Etsy. She has some just beautiful, adorable charts. Fairy tales. Classic fairy tales. So she has Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty and Rapunzel and Little Mermaid. She's coming out with a couple more later this year. But I started Beauty and the Beast. This thing is huge. You know, I saw several people stitch this in the groups. And when I got it, I opened it up and I said, oh my word, this thing is humongous. And it takes this crazy amount of floss. Anyway. Huge. Okay, not really, compared to one of the ones I'm going to show you in a minute. Not that big. Anyway. I just have a little bit of a start right there. Right there. It's just a step. It's one of the steps leading up to the rose, I guess. Anyway. And I have my chocolate heart needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. It says love on there. It looks real. It looks like a real piece of chocolate. See, if I stitch with chocolate, then maybe I won't eat chocolate. Yeah, right. That didn't work the first time I said it. It hasn't worked the 80 millionth time since then. Alright, that was Sunday. Monday's start was the big one. Very excited. I needed another head start like I needed a hole in the head. I think I have 6 now that I have. And I still haven't finished a page on one of them. Although I'm very close. I've been very close for like 3 weeks. Anyway, but I saw this and I love Amy Stewart, and as soon as this was released, I bought it. Didn't even wait for a sale. Doesn't that tell you something? A Stitch in Time. Isn't that incredible? I love it. Confetti Nightmare. But, so beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it. I know, all the little scenes and it's seasonal, and I love it. Anyway. So I started that monstrosity on Monday. Actually, it's really not. It's actually smaller than Stitcher's Retreat. Which, in case you didn't notice, there it is. There's a teeny tiny Stitcher's Retreat. I thought that was cool. Anyway, the fabric's actually a little smaller than Stitcher's Retreat. Very small start because there's a lot of colors. I don't know how many colors I used in the first 75 stitches, but it was a lot. And I still haven't decided how I'm going to stitch this. Across or down, or I've been playing with different options. But here it is, my little start. And I know that will eventually make something because I've seen other people stitch it. It eventually turns into flowers. Keep telling myself that. I have a handful of needle minders on here. I always do when I park. This is 28 count. Even weave. It's kind of a dove gray. I got this off of eBay. But for my threads, I like to use my little minders. So there's my orange. Well, okay, how about an orange W? Yes, that's the OCD in me. I have to fix it. Okay, try again. Hee. All right, my orange M&M and my brown M&M. See, chocolate. And then, of course, I'm waiting on a needle minder right now. That'll come later. But it's a Stitch in Time. So, Time Lord, are you with me? Got the TARDIS. So that's my TARDIS needle minder, one of my TARDIS needle minders from Kimmy Kelcrafts. So, gotta have something with time on it. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Katie, I blame you. All your fault, I'm a Whovian. Just so you know. That'd be Katie, the stash queen. All her fault. So that was Monday. Tuesday, I started Isn't it obvious? I'm kidding. This is Austin from Tiny Modernist. I'm continuing on my cities and countries, and I'm going to stop messing with my hair. So this is from Tiny Modernist, another city, Austin, Texas. So, and this is just, it's the base of a building. So it's just a double black line. But I do have my horse needle minder from Minding My Minders. I'm telling you, I'm never going to get good lighting, ever. I've given up. There we go. Now you can see it. So that's from Minding My Minders. Hey, Jeannie. All right. So that was Tuesday. Took a city break. I don't know why that's funny. Yesterday, I started "0 Days Without Sarcasm." No, this is not the chart. This is the cover picture. It's a very easy chart, and it's actually all charted in black, but that's not how I'm stitching it. But this is "0 Days Without Sarcasm" by Threadline on Etsy. And I'm stitching this on 14 count Aida in a light blue. And I decided I was just going to change the color because I just couldn't stitch it in black. I mean, I like black, but you know. I am using Purple Iris from Gentle Arts. And this was one of those, I bought it because it was pretty. And that's the why I knew I'd find a reason for it eventually. But it looks just, I love it on this blue. It is so pretty. So I think this will stitch up very quickly. So yeah, I just love all the blues and the purples and that. And I may change that out. I'm debating on the 0 and the word sarcasm. I might stitch that a different color. Not sure yet. Still thinking. So, and I have my Minion, my Blingy Minion needle minder from Minding My Minders. All right. That was yesterday. Today, I started, I had the cover picture a minute ago. This is Tiny Modernist, and its cross stitchers are X-rated. That's Tiny Modernist on Etsy. But there it is. And I like the colors in that. I really do. It's very bright, very pretty. And I just thought that was funny. Cross stitchers are X-rated. I'm in a weird mood. I'm sorry. Everybody's going, what? No, you're like this all the time. Anyway, 14 count white Aida. And I just started on, I didn't start in the middle for once. I actually started at the top. That's part of the border at the top. And I have my Homer Simpson needle minder from Minding My Minders. I was going to say, I think everybody, oh yeah. Oh, the M&Ms, by the way, were from Gina's Unique Boutique. Okay, I didn't tell you that, but. So that's my starts for this week. Hasn't been much of a stitchy week otherwise, because I haven't been feeling the greatest, so. Again, but I did today finish my first piece of the year. This was start number 3, and it was a free chart, and it is 7 Pines from Little House Needleworks. Yay, it's finished! I really enjoyed this, but I love Little House. I really do, and this was a lot of fun to stitch. So this is on 28 count tea-dyed even weave from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to tell you the colors because the chart has descriptions of the colors, but it doesn't actually give the numbers. So I don't know if I used the correct numbers, but I used the numbers I liked. Correct to me. Anyway, so for these little red spots, the heart, the scarf, and the band on his hat, I used all DMC 150. For the tree trunks, I used 420. For the carrot on his little nose, right there, I used 721. For the trees, I used 895. For the hat and the buttons and his eyes, and I actually got some halfway decent French knots for once. Amazing. Of course, 310. And for all of the snow, my favorite white, B5200. So that's what I used. And that was fun. just enjoyed this. I have quite a bit of fabric around it. Haven't decided what I want to do. I'm kind of torn between a flat ornament and a no-sew cube. Thoughts? I don't know. Not sure yet. And February is fully finished February, so I have to figure that out. So, that was my finish. My almost finish is my Brooks Books Stitcher's Alphabet. A is for Erin. Thank you so much. All your encouragement and your tips, and I love it. On my first beading project, I was a little nervous because like, oh my gosh, I've never done this. But you know me, I just jump in feet first. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm really enjoying it. I really am. So here we are, and I have all the stitching done, all the back stitching done. I have all of the small white beads done here and here. Of course, I have the larger white beads here, and I'm working here. So I still have some larger white beads over here, and a couple more down here. Green on the A, and then there's a border of green beads, and it'll be done. So I really, really am enjoying this. My goal is to get this done by Sunday. I don't think that should be a problem. And I discovered these little beading needles, these little puppies are sharp. Yeah, that hurts when you poke yourself with that. And I have my blue M&M from not Minding My Minders. I'm sorry. See, I've been saying Minding My Minders. Gina's Unique Boutique. There we go. I do have a green one. Somebody mentioned something about a green M&M. I do have a green M&M. Don't have that on there though. So that is my almost finish. That is one of my goals for this week, is to finish that. The other goals I have are to finish the January blocks for the Frosted Pumpkin, Cloud Factory, and Magical Creatures calendar in the next 3 days. Not sure if that's going to happen. It's a goal to have, though, because I haven't stitched those yet this week. The only thing I stitched on a little bit, I think I stitched on it for an hour, random floss, was the postcards from the world from Cloud's Factory. And I just added more water to Venice. That's all. But that is Oasis from Moe's Sale. And this is 22 count Ada in Ectoplasm from Fabrics by LJ. And there's my world map needle minder. That one's from Minding My Minders. So, believe it or not, I have some minders coming not from Minding My Minders. I do order from other people. Oh, okay. So those, I put in like 20 stitches, but it counts. Every stitch counts. I put in 20 stitches on my Victorian dollhouse, which I haven't taken out of the frame yet for a while. But I added a little bit more blue up here, working on the bedroom wall, so I added some more blue. And that's it. But every stitch is progress. Every stitch is one less. I really am enjoying that. So sometimes I just pull them out just because. That's why. And I have my Victorian clock from Minding My Minders. It is. I debated. I almost, when I started A Stitch in Time, I almost took this one off of this whip, put it on A Stitch in Time, and put my doll from Nifty Needle Nannies on there. I may still do that. So that is all my stitching progress from this week. But I do have a few things. A couple new things I got in the mail. Some stitchy goodies. This first item I got was so sweet. The blog is called Stitching Lotus. And if I remember, take a note. If I remember, I'll put a link to it below in the description. But it's Stitching Lotus, and every year she hosts a stitch along called Smalls. So you stitch something small. Okay? This would be a small. Something that's not going to be framed. And you don't have to necessarily start it in that month, but you do have to finish it. So if you have something small that took you 2 months to do, that's fine, as long as you finish. You post your finish. You can post it whenever you have a finish. There's a at the end, it's the last Thursday of the month. There's a link. And so you can post your finished item. You don't have to participate every month. Kind of low-key. But whenever you do, you get your name tossed into a drawing pool. There we go. I think I've done it for 2 years now. This is the 3rd year. Today, I have to post my finish today on the blog. That's why I was pushing to get that done. But, where was I? Oh, this is the 3rd year I've done it. And at the end of the year, there is a prize drawing. Are you following me? Because my brain is not working today. Hey, I won. There. That's the end of that crazy ramble. I won the prize for the year. I was thrilled. I was like, oh my gosh, I won? I thought it was so awesome. And she sent me the most lovely of things. Of course, I got Lizzie Kate. She does ask, who's your favorite, and I told her that. So she was so sweet. I got Lizzie Kate. This is really cool. Check this out. I've never seen these before. These are called Now and Then. So it's Live, Laugh, Love, but it's charted 2 different ways. You have this way and this way. Isn't that neat? I thought that was awesome. I'm going to stitch them both because they're cool. She also sent me the summer ABCs. Oh, so pretty. I actually have this, but that's okay because that means that's going in a drawing somewhere. And I told her I got the package, and she said, oh, I'm so glad. This called for a watermelon button, which she couldn't find, so she included this. I thought this was cute anyway, and I thought it was so sweet that she attempted to find it. It's a little bunny button. Isn't he cute? I don't know where I'm going to put him, but I'll put him somewhere. Anyway, she also sent me a skein of Karen Water Lily silk, and we're just going to pet it because it's so soft. And it's called Periwinkle. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. She also sent a nice card, but I wanted to show you the color. Oh, that looks worse. You can see it better without the card. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's blues and purples, and ooh, it's so soft. And this is really cool. It's 12 ply. It's 6 yards of 12 ply. So find something special to make with that. She also sent me a box of the new colors of the DMC, 3880 and above. So I don't know that you can buy these individually, but look at that. Beautiful bright colors. It's 16? Yep, 16 skeins of floss. Isn't that so nice? I love the stitching community. Y'all are awesome. So, and I played on Stash Unload the other day. Bad. Got a couple things. One of them was, I love my Victorians. This is Debbie Patrick's Victorians Across America. I had to buy this. The house is in Mount Dora. Believe it or not, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Donnelly or Donnelly. I think it's Donnelly, but I could be wrong. Probably pronouncing it wrong. I've actually been to Mount Dora a few times when we lived in Florida. But I loved it, and it was from Florida, so of course I want to stitch it. And it's just so pretty. And when we go to Florida, next couple months, maybe I'll just go and visit the house. Take a picture. Anyway, another item I bought was the May-June 1993 edition of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. I bought it for 2 reasons. One was the cover. I love the cover. It's just so pretty. It's got the little boxes and the little country items, and I think it's just so cool. But the lady selling it was so nice. I had seen on the front it said tool sampler, so I asked her to take a picture of it, not the pattern, but the finished picture, and send it to me because I wanted to see if it was something I'd like to stitch, and she was really nice, and she did. So this was the other chart I love. Isn't that cool? My husband would love that. All those different tools. And it's really neat on the chart. It actually tells you what each one is, because I don't know what they are. I can tell you some of them are hammers. That's about all I can tell you. It has some other ones really cute in it. I love this. Be careful there. There's a chart right on the page. But right there, the little honeydew. Make a little magnet for a honeydew list. I thought that was adorable. So I thought that was a good buy. 3 charts out of it that I really, really like. And there's some other ones that I might stitch too. But that was cute. And then she was selling some charts loose. And it's the botanical alphabet. You know me and alphabet. So we're having some fun glare with the sun. The sun moved. Me move. All right. Maybe you can see it with the glare. Maybe not. Okay. If I hold it back. Okay, you can see it better if I hold it back. So I thought this was just really neat. Because not only is there a flower for each letter. But it actually tells you, okay, like Amaryllis, Pride. And Bluebell for Constancy. And Columbine for Folly. I just thought that was neat. So, that's my haul. That's all I got. Nothing else. So I have some other things that should be coming. A couple more items I purchased. Don't think my fabric will come in before the next video. Nope. I'm expecting a fabric of the month from Mo and there it is, Die Stitch Love. I don't think either one will come in before next video, but maybe. Anyway, tag time. Of course, I left it over there. No, I didn't. Okay, my tag today comes from a lady you should check out if you haven't. Her name is Michelle. Hi, Michelle. She's fabulous. She lives down in Australia. I could listen to her talk for ages. Fairly new to the Flosstube area. She, I think she has 3 videos, but she's doing the Year of Starts with us. So she's on that crazy train ride with us. I said I was going to stop messing with it, didn't I? Anyway. But her channel is called Tea and Stitches. And again, if I remember, I'll put a link in the description. No, fabulous lady. You should go check out her videos. T-E-A and Stitches. Michelle. I'm not going to try to pronounce her last name because I would botch it. But she's awesome. Anyway, she came up with a tag called the rotation tag. I said, oh, I have to do this. I thought it was awesome. So, question 1. Do you have a consistent rotation or does it change? Changes all the time. I'm not consistent with anything. So yeah, no, my rotation is constantly changing. How many whips are in your rotation? Considering I have over 200 whips, a lot. No, yeah, let me go with that for now. I'm going to go with that because we'll get into that with the next few questions actually. So let's just go with the fact that I have 200 whips. I started the year at just over 200. I've added 20. Today's 28th. 28 more, no more than that because I had a couple double days. But I finished one. Maybe 230. I might be at 230. So let's just go with that number and we'll talk about why in a second. All right. On it right now, if I was to say how many whips are in your rotation for this week, I'd say about 10. How do you choose, this is question 3, how do you choose the pieces in your rotation? Well, I have my start every day. The pieces I choose go with whatever sales I'm participating in. So for this month, I have the Brooks books. So I work on A is for Aaron. And I have the Frosted Pumpkin and the Clouds Factory and the Magical Creatures, all sales. A Stitch in Time, that's actually a sal. Full Coverage, which is actually my mini owl family, which didn't get any love this week. But most of my pieces in my rotation are chosen because of sales. I have some pieces in my rotation I don't actually show right now because they're part of a challenge I'll be doing in April. So I don't show them right now. So trying to keep it a surprise. So I have been working on those and try to get those done by April. So you'll see those later. But pretty much that's it. I have my Just Because pieces that I just want to work on them. And I'm trying to work into my rotation working on my older whips and my UFOs. So the only ones I consider UFOs right now are pieces from 2014. Not my starts from last year, but the year before that haven't been finished. Those are my UFOs. But I'm actually in a UFO to finish challenge. So again, wherever I can work it into some kind of sal. I didn't work on all of them every day. Some of them only get some love on some days. Some of them don't get any love at all. If I touch them once a month, I'm excited. And I'm trying to work out Katie the Stash Queen's alphabetical rotation. I like the idea of it. I just haven't implemented it yet. And number 4, how does your rotation change? It changes with the sales, because some sales are annual, they last all year. Some of them are monthly, so they change for the month. I only work on some things for the month for that reason. Case in point, cross stitch, it's fun. One of the groups I belong to has some sales coming up that are themed like owls, coffee or tea. So I will only work on my whips that go with those sales for that month. That's it. What's the one? May 4th is Star Wars themed. So I will work on, my start for the day will probably be a Star Wars piece. But that'll be the only day I work on it. So some of them only last a day, some of them a month. So they change when the sales change. And they also change when I'm working on a piece and I'm just tired of it. Or I'm working on a piece and I'm really trying to push to get it done. So I work on it more. All right, number 5. When do you add or change pieces in your rotation? Kind of already answered that. But no, I add or change pieces, again, when the sales change, the months change, the weeks change, my moods change. That's just it. Like I said, last week I worked on Victorian Dollhouse because I wanted to. That's the only reason I added that piece, because I could. It's my piece, my rotation. So, they get added or taken out just because. That's a good reason. All right, number 6. How long have you been using a rotation? I started using a rotation, I want to say September. Might have been before that. August. Maybe. Might have been even before that. Early last year, before I joined Facebook, before I joined Flosstube, I was doing a smaller rotation with some different pieces, where I'd work on certain pieces, would get a day, an hour a day every week. Some would get worked on every day. So I would say a more structured rotation, probably since August or September, is when I really started structuring my rotation. It's changed a million times since then, but that's okay. All right, number 7. How often do you review or reassess your rotation? I usually try to give a new change to the rotation a month before I change it, other than rotation with cells changing. For a while I was doing the Ursula Michael pieces, and I was working on 6 different pieces. Each piece got 5 days. That was fine. And I got kind of tired of it. So when I started getting bored with it, I reviewed it, I reassessed it, I changed it. So I usually review or reassess every month. At the end of the month, okay, it's the end of the month, I'm going to look at the pieces I'm working on. For February, what's coming up? What am I adding? What am I changing? What needs to be changed? What needs to be added? So I review, reassess all the time. Sorry, my watch is kind of blinging. How has having a rotation changed your stitching? It's changed it a lot. I have really enjoyed it. Rotations, like Katie the Stash Queen will tell you, rotations are very personal things. Some people love them, some people hate them. Some people can't use them. That's okay. You find what works for you. That's all that matters. Okay? There's no right or wrong. If you want to work on one whip from start to finish and nothing else, that's fine. If you want to work on 18 different whips in one day, never finish anything, that's okay. All right? There's no right or wrong. Don't let anybody tell you there is either. That there's a right way or a wrong way. So, there isn't. What makes you happy is the right way. What works for you is the right way. If you don't like a rotation, that's fine. Don't do one. Okay? I stitch what makes me happy. I stitch the way it makes me happy. I love all you. Anyway, so it's changed my stitching. We went off that fun little tangent, didn't we? It's changed my stitching because I've really had a chance to see how a little bit adds up. And I've been able to touch a lot more pieces in my rotation, because I think I used to stitch on about 2 or 3 different pieces a day. Now I think I'm up to, some days have like 6 or 7. But they all get 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So once in a while something gets an hour. Not very often, but once in a while. But with my crazy life, that helps me a lot, because my crazy brain, I want to stitch on everything at once. I want to work on 5 different projects in a day. I can't do that if I say, okay, I'm going to stitch on this till I get tired of it, or I'm going to stitch on this for an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever. Because it might take me 4 hours to stitch for an hour on a project, because I've got, I'm teaching school, or I'm playing with a baby, or I'm trying to clean the house, or I'm stuck in bed all day, or whatever. So the 15 minutes I can usually work that out. The half hour I can usually work that out. And at the end of the day I've worked on 4 or 5 different pieces. Not a lot, but at least I've worked on them. They've been touched. They will eventually be finished. That's one less stitch that's not done. Or that is done. Yeah, one less stitch that, yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. So that's really helped a lot. It really has. And I think I've seen more finishes with the rotation. It's helped me push my to a little different, harder sometimes. And sometimes, like I said, the rotation, it gets thrown out the window and I stitch on whatever I want. But that's okay. So it's changed my stitching in that. When the timer has been a fabulous tool for me. Because I can sit and I can stitch, and whatever gets done in 15 minutes, I worked on it. I'm happy. Now, the timer goes off. Do I still sometimes keep stitching? Absolutely. Sometimes I'm looking at that timer going, is it 15 minutes yet? Is it 30 minutes yet? Oh, I want to get this thing done. But it does help me focus on different pieces. So, and then number 9, what would you change about your stitching? I'm going to say that's supposed to say rotation, because I think I left off a word. I'm sure it does. I just forgot to write it. What would you change about your stitching rotation? Like I said, the only thing I'd like to change right now is I would like to work on some of my older whips. And I haven't figured out, I would love to say, okay, I work on 15 minutes for these. These are all timed. My rotation doesn't get timed. I may have to time it. But I would like to bring in some of my older whips. That's the only thing I'd like to change. I'm still trying to find a rotation that works for my Hades. Just because they're so big. I really do need to work on one of them every day. So I'm trying to figure out, do I want to change them every week, every month, every 1,000 stitches? I'm not sure yet. I've been working on Mini Owl Family all month. That's been really nice. So that might work. I might just work on that for the next few days and then Monday change to a different one. Not sure yet. So those are the only things I'd change right now. I'm really loving my rotation. I'm happy with it. So again, that was Michelle's tag from Tea and Stitches. And that's all I got. 40 minutes. Shorter videos. But that's okay. Maybe I get some more stitching done this week. Anyway, so it's Thursday. We're supposed to have some gorgeous weather here in Texas this weekend. Go out and enjoy it. All you people still under snow, I'm sorry. Stay warm. Stitch faster. You'll stay warm. So, thank you, everyone, for all of your comments and your likes and your dislikes. I don't care. You watched the video, apparently. I love all the likes. I love all the comments. I love all the subscribers. And that's all I got. So, have fun, no frogs, and happy stitching. Bye. One of these days I'm going to learn how to turn this off with one click. Apparently not. Close up. Not a happy thing.